Protesters in Bristol have pulled down a statue of Edward Colston, a slave trader and MP.
What we've seen in Bristol this afternoon, it is unacceptable.
I will not support or indulge those who break the law or attack the police or desecrate public monuments. Those people will face the full force of the law.
The statue of Cecil Rhodes is to be taken down at Oxford's Oriel College. They recommended the...
It just annoys me that we're trying to rewrite history. Yes, some of our history is pretty horrific, and I totally agree with that, and any statue...
Marvin, what do you think about the statues coming down?
For me, I think it's a great time. I think it's an important thing to be doing.
Fine, you want to teach the history, teach both sides of history. What about the contributions the Black British have made to this country? That is not ingrained in our educational system.
And it's important to remember that statues are not for learning, they're not for education, they're for celebrating particular individuals.
We've seen statues being taken down, some being defaced, some, people just scribbling on them and kind of sharing their thoughts. I mean, what do you make of that debate? Because that seems to have framed part of the way that it's being discussed, certainly in the news.
I mean, it's a bit of a joke that the British Empire, which plays such a fundamental role in British history, is not on the national curriculum. And I think we should be asking serious questions as to why that is. And if you're going to enslave people and take their land and take their resources and exploit them, you need a philosophical justification for this. And racism was the justification that was given. And if we understand the roots of that racism, that will be fundamental to helping us to understanding how those legacies still live with us today.
These statues, lots of resistance to taking them down. We've got the Prime Minister saying, we shouldn't edit parts of our history like this. What's the resistance about?
These statues are symbols of British nationalism, British pride, British patriotism. And a lot of these political leaders or other people in positions of power are heavily invested in this kind of nationalism. But I think the other thing is more material, it's more real. If we have a real reckoning with Britain's imperial and colonial past, we're not just going to be thinking about the ideas of racism that they set around the world, we're also going to have a question about the money. And so arguing that there needs to be some kind of reparatory justice if we're going to really reckon with that history and the wealth that Britain still lives with, given its vast imperial exploits, again, is something quite dangerous, I think scary, for our British establishment.
And you've let them go and deface and spray paint Churchill's statue, you arseholes. How many people are going to London next Saturday? Every single man should be in London next Saturday. Or forever don't call yourself a patriot.
Shouldn't have been done in that way. Completely wrong to pull a statue down like that. But stepping back, that statue should have been taken down a long, long time ago.
The organisation Black Lives Matter is a far-left Marxist organisation whose chief aim is to defund and close down police forces so that we would live under anarchy.
Oh, you're full of such utter nonsense, Nigel Farage. I understand that you're struggling to be relevant.
I think everyone's very worried about any type of race war that could occur because it 100% takes away from what it is that we're trying to achieve.
The cenotaph and the statue of Sir Winston Churchill in Parliament Square have been covered up after they were vandalised last weekend.
The statue of Winston Churchill, who is a national hero, has had to be boarded up for fear of violent attack. And that, to me, is both absurd and wrong. And they will face the full force of the law. It is not acceptable in this country to attack a police officer. It is not acceptable to set out in a calculated way to do damage to public property, let alone to a statue of Winston Churchill. So that is the approach we will take.
London's Metropolitan Police is gearing up for more protests on the streets of the capital today.
Officers are concerned the anti-racism protests could clash with counter-demonstrations.
The demonstrators said they had turned out to guard our monuments.
It's wrong to desecrate the statue of Winston Churchill.
You can kind of hear them kind of piping up now, you know, it's like... It is a bit unnerving, to be honest. You know, like, I mean, just look, I mean, you know, like, every 2 minutes, you know, that line of people is the exact line of where racial tolerance ends in this country. So, if that's going to change, then we need to get from tolerance to acceptance, to being celebrated, to being embraced. And looking over there, it looks like we've still got a long way to go.